pleasure to welcome you to the dedication and naming of the Gatehouse in honor of Sister Leona Misto. You know, when we name a building, we also ask a blessing on that building. But the blessing that we ask, of course, is not on the stone and mortar. The blessing that we ask is on the good work that will be carried out in that building. We hope that good work will last, just as we hope this building will last more than another 100 years. The blessing we ask is that the work will be carried out in the spirit of the one for whom it is named. Today, the blessing we ask is that Sister Leona's spirit will somehow fill this building and inspire those who work in it to work as she has done over 35 years. You'll hear more from our other speakers on the program about Sister Leona's incredible contribution to Salve Regina. But let me offer at the outset my sense of Sister Leona's spirit, the spirit that I hope will endure at Salve for many years to come. A true sister of mercy, Sister Leona sees a need and responds to it. Over her time at Salve, Sister Leona has stepped into many different roles. Some she was prepared for, others not so much. But she stepped in with creativity, with doggedness, and especially her advocacy for those in need. Leona has been practical, persistent, and unwavering, inspired always by her deep faith and her belief in the mission of Salve Regina. As we dedicate the Gatehouse today, we ask that Sister Leona's spirit come into, that is, inspire, not just those who work in the Gatehouse, but all who offer their service to this great university. We come to congratulate you today, Leona, and mostly to celebrate all that you stand for and embody, all that we hope will endure as we name the Gatehouse in your honor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sister Jane. And now, our graduate. A word on behalf of our graduates from Bobby Gondola Junior Class of 2006.
So when Sister Jane was just talking about addressing a need, I think that just totally started my first story. So I have 3 very quick anecdotes about Sister Leona, but one need that she needed to address was my attitude my first week at Salve. So our first meeting story, I'm glad some people already know this story. So it was just across the street, right over there, first week of freshman year. Weather was just about like this. I was walking in front of Wakehurst, and as usual, I was running my mouth. Well, I was complaining about there being a lack of things to do here on campus, and a woman approached me and she said, "Hello, young man." I said, "Hello, miss." And she said, "I'd love for you to make an appointment with me. Come see me tomorrow in my office. I'm right upstairs in this building on the 2nd floor when you get to the top of the stairs." She's like, "Come see me. Can you come at 10 o'clock? I'm like, "Sure. I have nothing to do." So I went to see her in her office at 10 o'clock. As I walked into the room, I saw the name placard on the door. It said, "Vice President, Mission Intergration and Planning." I said, "Oh my God." I'm walking into the Vice President of the university's office. Well, she sits me down and she says, "What's your name?" We start talking and she asks me, what was I complaining about? And I said, there's not a lot to do here. And she said, "Well, then I challenge you. Why don't you consider getting involved?" And so it was that week that I launched my campaign for student government. I won't go through my resume because they already did that across the way shortly before this ceremony, but Sister helped motivate me to be involved in virtually every club on campus. And that's the second story. When I think about Sister Leona, there's an organization on campus, and I see some of those volunteers here. It's Sigma Phi Sigma. And Sigma Phi Sigma is the National Mercy Honor Society here on campus. And it was Sister who was for many years the moderator of the organization. And while I was a candidate, I was kind of dubbed by the leadership, and I'm sure Sister Leona probably had something to do with it, but they asked me to serve as the chair and president of the club, of the society, going into my junior and senior year. The club embodies, sorry, I shouldn't say club, the society, correct, sister. The society embodies three values, come on, Bobby: Sigma, Phi Sigma, scholarship, fidelity, and service. And when I reflect on those values, I see Sister Leona in each of those. When I think about scholarship, I think about her commitment to academic excellence. When I think about fidelity, I think about the way that she inspired not just me, but my classmates and all of the students that have followed to be in service to our university and its mission. And finally, service, our commitment to our community. When I think about the mission, I'm going off script here. I think about a card that we received as freshmen at our first year convocation. And I found that card, and I find that card every so often. It's in a drawer in my parents' house, in my old bedroom. And it's often when I'm cleaning that I find this card, and it happens usually once a year. And I think about the mission of this institution and the commitment that Sister had in making sure that every student knew the mission, understood the mission, but had an opportunity to live that vision, that mission. And when I find that card, and the reason why I saved it is it's kind of like my own personal mission in my life. So when I think about that first story, when Sister and I first met my freshman year, I then fast forward to 4 years later when I was getting ready to leave Salve. So seniors here, be ready. It comes so quickly, and I remember being faced with a decision for my future and not sure where I was going, and it was again right in front of Wakehurst by the bushes this would have been December, so it was colder, and Sister encouraged me to continue on with a commitment to public service, and I had an invitation for a fellowship at Harvard, and Sister said, "Bobby, you must go." And I really wasn't sure, and I really didn't think that I was going to go, but Sister really pushed me to make that decision, and I really haven't looked back. And so, Sister, personally, thank you for the guidance that you've given me, and I do always listen to you because you told me that St. Francis was going to make it be sunny, and it is. So you haven't steered me wrong yet. And everyone here who knows Sister Leona so well, we're all just so grateful for what you've done, especially on behalf of the students here, because the mission of this institution is one that we carry with us in the work that we do, and we saw that in the goals of all the students that just received recognition today. So thank you for making the world a place that's harmonious, just, and merciful.
Thank you, Bobby. Also a graduate, but on behalf of the faculty and the faculty before the faculty here, Dr. Ronald Atkins.
Well, this is a special day. Maybe you hear me. Hey. A time to share some thoughts and memories about Sister Leona, and to think about the Gatehouse that will have her name on it, which will be very nice. I became a part of Salve Regina in October of 1985, and when Hurricane Gloria damaged a lot of things. Remember, the trees were down and everybody was kind of torn apart a bit. And I came here in 1985 because of that. Sister Leona and Sister Therese kept an eye on me for about 3 years, which was really kind of hard to believe. Every time I would go someplace, the two of them would be there, and I would say, how in the world does that happen? They're always there. I'm not exactly sure why they were there, but I've thought about it over the years, and I think they were just keeping an eye on me because I was probably going to cause trouble with the students or something like that. But anyway, I know that they wondered about that, and I still wonder about it today. Sister Leona and I have continued to spend time together and share thoughts together for 28 years, which is kind of hard to believe. But you were so young then, and I was old, but here we are. Anyway, Sister Leona is a very special, caring person with sincere concerns for providing guidance to members of the faculty. And I think you've done that over the years to help the faculty, and I think that's really important. One of the priorities is to help new members of the faculty and students become aware of the religious foundation of Salve Regina and help them understand Catholic teaching and traditions. And I think you've done that very well over time. Sister Leona is a key individual who shares time with faculty and staff and students to explain the history of the Sisters of Mercy, the mission statements, and the actions which enhance Salve Regina. And thank you for that. The faculty colloquium was a special thing which Sister Leona was part of, and a special event that she initiated. The colloquium was designed to provide opportunities for individual members of the faculty to spend time together outside of their normal working environment. And that was a very special thing that you did, and still do. Sister Leona offered selected individuals a time to gather together to share personal thoughts, discuss critical thinking, and understand Catholic traditions. One of my favorite activities during the colloquium was the ability to provide faculty members the time to spend alone for personal thoughts, reflection, and prayer. And you spent some time with me saying, why in the world did you do that? And because I thought about it in a different way than you did. But over time, I did do it right, I think. During recent years, Sister Leona has used her ability to help the university community to understand environmental issues, which are very important, and the preservation of these beautiful trees around here, which you've really worked to help. It is essential to understand and take action to deal with the impact of the changing weather conditions and the future of our beautiful campus and this community, because times are changing. Other ongoing actions initiated by Sister Leona are also important. She worked with the Salve community to provide hand sanitizing stations, which we now have. Recycling of material, which we now recycle properly. And drinking water for members of the community. All those things that you were a part of, and thank you for that. In closing, Sister Leona is one of my closest friends. She was always available and still is to share thoughts and concerns with others and with me. Sister Leona and I has always had my respect and is truly blessed as a vital member of Salve Regina and one of our few really remaining Sisters of Mercy. Today's event is a special time to recognize her hard work, her dedication, and the honor she receives, and her commitment to God and Christ. And I thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Atkins. And now, our Chancellor, Sister Therese Anton.
Also a graduate of Salve Regina, and very proud of that, along with all of you who are here who are graduates of Salve. Uh-oh, there goes my leading comments. No, really, I worked very hard not to make this personal because, as you know, Sister Leona and I have either worked together or lived together, sometimes at the same time, but not always, for over 50 years. So it's been a long time. And sometimes it's been fun, but as others have said, you know, she's practical and, oh, you know, what are you doing that for? You don't have to do that. Well, but I won't get into all of those things. And we don't agree on everything, which makes life very interesting on a day-to-day. But today we have paused to honor Sister Leona Misto. First of all, she's a Sister of Mercy. A Sister of Mercy who has not only dedicated her life to education, but to education in mercy. And that entails much more than just education. Through the years that I have lived or worked with Sister Leona, as she assumed responsibilities as teacher, retreat director, principal, religious education coordinator, college professor, dean, a vice president, I have observed Sister Leona's constant belief that our individual work and accomplishments need not be recognized in order to be meaningful. So I'm happy today that she has allowed us to recognize her. She believes that no matter what our challenges, and I've experienced this, each of us can meet them by working hard and using the fullness of our God-given blessings and gifts. She has truly followed the advice of Catherine Macaulay. While we place all our confidence in God, we must always act as if success depended on our own expectations. In every ministry assignment during her religious life, Sister Leona's confidence in God has been constant, and her expectations for herself always far beyond those of the expectation of others. Leona's history at Salve Regina is a long one that carries many meaningful, deep, personal memories for her, as well as ministry and personal connections. Most recently, she has held the position of Vice President for Mission Integration at the university. A very, very important position, particularly during a time of societal shifts in what is required and expected of the educated, moral person. Tradition is vital to every organization, for it can be a kind of conscience of the institution. Our tradition is defined as those permanent aspects of Salve Regina that are inextricably linked to the mission and vision of the founding Sisters of Mercy. That is what defines us. It is the mercy tradition that demands that we educate our community to recognize and address the needs of people who live in an imperfect world, and to reach out to that world and to those people with innovation, action, and love. Or as stated in the university mission, to seek wisdom and promote universal justice, to work for a world that is harmonious, just, and merciful. Sister Leona's vision of mercy education embraces the spiritual and the intellectual, seeking first to create a community of faith, a community of learning. As Vice President of Mission Integration, she has propelled Salve Regina into the forefront nationally of Catholic higher education in the actualization of the mission statement among the members of the university community. Her well-planned and effectively executed activities around mission integration have laid a foundation that helps to ensure that the university values will continue to be rooted in those mercy traditions that are at the heart and soul of Salve Regina. She has promoted the corporal and spiritual works of mercy and inspired others by her example. She continues to challenge us daily to meet the expectations of a university founded in the mercy tradition, which upholds the tenets of the Catholic intellectual tradition. By recognizing the contributions and accomplishments of the Sisters of Mercy who have gone before us, Sister Leona has effectively raised the consciousness of the university community to the essence of the mercy tradition in which Salve Regina is rooted. Cognizant of our roots, the university community is now spiritually prepared to meet the challenges of the future. Her tenacity of purpose in this regard has been selfless and unending. Thanks to Sister Leona, as the trees that grace our campus are nurtured and supported by their deep roots, so too, our university community is deeply rooted in the values, vision, and the eternal truth that has sustained Salve Regina from its beginning. The naming of this building is a proclamation of how much the university values commitment, compassion, and community, the core of mercy as exemplified by the life of Sister Leona Misto. Sister Leona, my friend, a person who carries a tradition of excellence, who has helped to lead thousands to embrace mercy and justice. Thank you.
And now, most important, from Sigma Phi Sigma, two of our students, Alexandra Ventura and Sigourney Fall.
Hello, my name is Alexandra Ventura, class of 2015. I'm a political science major and president of Sigma Phi Sigma, Salve's Honor Society.
And my name is Sigourney Fall, class of 2015, and I'm an art history and cultural historic preservation double major and a member of Sigma Phi Sigma. We join you this beautiful Saturday to represent Salve Regina students in honoring Sister Leona Misto. Sister Leona has been inspiration to a generation of Salve students. As a faculty member, administrative leader, and a mentor, she's embodied the Mercy mission and continues to remind us of the important tradition on which Salve Regina was founded.
This Japanese maple has been planted at her gatehouse to recognize how thankful we are to Sister Leona. This tree symbolizes great blessings and a peace. Sister has helped us all to be mindful always of the power and peace we may find in faith and reflection. On behalf of all Salve students, congratulations, Sister Leona.
And now, Sister Leona Misto. The first thing we're gonna do, let me put this here. We're gonna unveil.
Oh, we're going to unveil now.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Can you reach that?
Can I reach?
I can't.
This is wonderful, really. I really didn't know what to expect. I mean, I knew that they were going to do something, but not quite sure what. I just thank you, and I thank the members of the Board of Trustees for supporting this. I'm truly honored. I wasn't going to say anything personal. My remarks here about the Sisters of Mercy, but I have to say something personal after Sister Teresa's wonderful talk. I've worked for her, under her, twice. And the first time, she was my high school principal, and I was there for quite a few years. And I said to her when I left that job, I'm never going to work for you again. And when they asked me to come to Salve, she was not president. And so I came. And when she became president, she said, will you work for me? I said, by golly, I will. But anyway, I'm going to stick to my remarks because I want to talk about the Sisters of Mercy. I first came to Salve Regina when I was 12 years old. My aunt, Sister Leona, Sister Mary Leona, was assigned here during the summers. And my siblings and I, my brother and sister, would come here when we were children and play in those grand rooms and just be overwhelmed with the beauty of the furniture and the furnishings and the grounds. And I never, ever dreamed that I would be a Sister of Mercy or that I would be ministering here one day. I went to a Mercy High School, and upon graduation, I joined the Sisters of Mercy. My friend Emily there was supposed to come with me, but she didn't. She got married and had a wonderful family, but you're still my great friend, Emily. Part of my religious training was to come to Salve Regina to earn a degree in mathematics. And throughout those years, the Sisters of Mercy were truly my role models and my mentors. In 1980, when I was invited back to Salve Regina to teach in the mathematics department, again, it was something I never expected. But what I have observed these years is something that Catherine Macaulay once said, that amidst all the changes that have taken place here, the vision and the purpose of the founding sisters remains true. Their original expectation for students was that students would develop spiritually, intellectually, socially, and physically as cultured Christians who would make a real contribution to the community. That's what our mission still inspires our students to do today. This past August, the student resident assistants, we call them the RAs, invited me to speak to them about the mission and to tell them a little bit about the history of the university. I shared with them the rigor of the academic programs at that time that required us to take oral and written final examinations, even in mathematics. They also enjoyed hearing that the tuition in those days, $200. But the thing that inspired me from them was that they told me that they really liked to see the quotations of Catherine Macaulay that are placed around the campus. And they liked seeing the photos of the Sisters of Mercy in the various buildings. These mercy images are reminders to our students that there is more required of them than simply gaining knowledge. They must understand and acquire and practice compassion and mercy. They have to do that. On the other hand, when I see the photos of the sisters, I recall the leadership and the vision of each one of them, and I knew them all. I think of the energy and the expertise that was poured into the fabric of this university and still exists here today. I'm also reminded of the love and dedication that the sisters had for their students. The university was established to create a Catholic climate for education and to actively engage students and faculty and staff in the works of mercy. And these concepts are still at the very heart of this university. Pope Francis reminds us, and I quote, "Mercy overcomes every obstacle, knocks down every wall, and brings you to always seek the face of the person." It is mercy that changes hearts and lives. More than 200 Sisters of Mercy either have or continue to serve and minister at Salve Regina. These sisters have created a unique and extraordinary university which continues to educate and inspire all who come here today. I thank my family and all of you for being here today to celebrate this wonderful university and this dedication. God bless you.
It's official. Now, before we moved the punch and cookies into the chapel, so that you can be warm. But before we go, together, we sing "Hail, Holy Queen."